This video is going to take a look at another method of actor communication, this time using the event dispatcher system. You can set up actors to listen for an event to occur and call your own specific functions when that event is broadcast by an event dispatcher. So you have dispatchers and listeners. In this case, the button is going to act as our event dispatcher. You can set up event dispatchers by going into your blueprint, and down here underneath variables you have a section for event dispatchers. I'm going to create one here. Sorry, I had one set up earlier. If I click to create event dispatcher, you get to name it. This is going to be the button pressed dispatcher. I'll then compile the blueprint. The button pressed dispatcher can be dragged into the blueprint and called, bound or unbound. I'll show you how those work in a minute. But this button is going to be the dispatcher, so it is going to be the one calling the button press. I'm going to do that instead of destroying the door reference that we set up in the last video. So when you step on the button, it will broadcast an event to all objects that are bound to listen to this event and tell them, do whatever you have got bound to this event dispatcher. So let's set up the door to be a listener. It currently has no blueprint at all in it. So what I'm going to do is find a begin play node, because in order for you to bind any kind of action or function or event to a dispatcher, you first need to know who is going to be dispatching it, where that announcement is coming from. So this event begin play, I'm going to get all actors of class. In this case, I'm going to find the button. It's going to return an array of all of the buttons in our level. I know I've only got one button, so this array index 0 should be the button. And in here, I can then bind event I need a reference to the button, don't I? Bind event to button pressed dispatcher. And this gives us the ability to plug an event into listen for that event dispatcher. So if I connect those two together, when we begin play, grab all of the buttons in the level, get the first one that you find, and we're going to bind an event to listen for that event dispatcher. To create our own event, I'm going to right click and create a custom event. This is going to be called open door. And you can connect the custom event to that bind node. So whenever the button broadcasts this call dispatcher, all actors and objects that are listening for that event to be called will fire whichever events you have plugged them in. In this case, it's going to be the open door custom event, which is going to destroy this actor. All of the doors that were listening for that event received the event simultaneously and all destroyed themselves. One more time, just because that's fun. You set up your event dispatcher in whichever blueprint you want to sort of be shouting out or sending this message, and you bind events in the listening blueprints to listen for when those events are called, and you can use them to run whatever custom script you'd like. This doesn't just have to be an open door. For example, this could also be as a number of spawners to produce enemies or play sound effects or particle effects. What's really useful about events is different objects can listen for the event and can react to it in different ways.